remains in Yaoundé has been found 24 hours after the search was abandoned. The body was retrieved from the Biamasi Lake by commercial motorbike riders. And Southwest Governor Bernard Okala Bilai has given abductors to release the divisional officer, giving them 72 hours to release the divisional officer of Idiabato, else all economic activities will be suspended in the Bakassi Peninsula. We're going to have the reaction of the governor. That is from our West Regional Chief Correspondent, Idez.
Canal International. Canal International.
Thanks and welcome to join me. You can hook up with us on our different platforms for continuity news. We're just having this communique that is just coming in from the government spokesperson, though the communique is only in the French language as of now. But I'll try to give some clarifications, hastily on what the government spokesperson has sent out, that for some time now, rumors of all nature has been circulating on conventional media as well as on social media on the state of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, and these television channels or these respective television channels that once popularity of making rounds or talking about announcing the death of the President, with all comments that are, of course, not in tandem with the practice of the profession. And so the government of the Republic want to affirm that these rumors, or these are just rumors and pure imagination that is coming from the actors, and as a way of actually tarnishing the image. So the government is bringing out what is called a disclaimer on that particular issue. So the government has done everything to make sure that, in fact, the government is saying that after the summit, that is the China-Africa summit, where President Paul Biya was part and parcel of it, he's had to start a private stay in Europe. And so this is just to discard all the news that has been circulating on social media, blog space. And so the government spokesperson says that Cameroonians should not take this information because it is just a way of distracting public opinion when the country is, of course, on a steady move. And this communique has been signed by the government spokesperson, Rene Emmanuel Sadi. Will be coming back detailing on that. Of course, the English version, which we are still expecting, is not yet out. Now we move on to something. Was a chilly crime that shook the community of Makepe Bele, that is in Douala, where a young boy had killed the mother, 58-year-old, with a knife before handing himself over to security operatives in that part of the country. Presently, the boy is in custody at the 10th Police District. Morindi reports.
At the main door of her home in Makepe Bel Air, a neighborhood in Cameroon's economic city, Douala, a haunting image greets visitors. A picture of Kenfak Yemele Marie Magdalene Epos Kensop, a 58-year-old mother, hangs as a poignant reminder of the tragedy that unfolded. Her son has confessed to killing his mother in cold blood. According to eyewitnesses, the mother had been searching for her son since Friday and finally found him in Douala. And Monday morning, tragically, the reunion ends in violence.
Elle assiste là en tenant le bébé. Son fils, on ne sait pas vraiment où il a pris le couteau, comment ça s'est. Elle ne s'est pas attendue à ça. Il est sorti comme ça derrière, poignardé sa mère.
The suspect, an ex-convict with a history of drug abuse and suspected involvement in a cult, allegedly stabbed his mother from behind, slaughtering her, and then stabbed her again in the waist. The mother died instantly. In a surprising twist, the son turned himself into the 10th Police District Station shortly after the crime. Neighbors have expressed outrage and speculation, with many concluding that the act was premeditated.
Dernièrement, il s'est fâché, il a dit qu'il est fâché contre sa mère. Je lui ai demandé pourquoi tu es fâché. Il n'a rien dit. Après, quand je constate, il me dit tout simplement que là où il est, il va faire quelque chose que si ça me plaît ou ça ne me plaît pas, il s'en fout.
Family members have declined to comment on camera, but a meeting is underway to discuss the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. Security sources confirmed that the suspect is currently being detained at the 10th Police District Station. The motive behind the killing remains unclear, but the suspect will face the State Council before Friday. This disturbing incident raises concerns about the growing issue of violence and substance abuse in Cameroon. The community is left grappling with questions of a son to commit such a heinous crime against his own mother.
Well, thanks very much, Morinti. Very sad indeed. And another sad story. This time, the dead body of a 13-year-old boy that was swept in Yaoundé by the heavy rains yesterday has been found 24 hours after the search was abandoned. And the search was abandoned, of course, in the hands of motorcycle riders, that is, commercial bike riders. And according to our correspondent, Hyacin Chelsea, the dead body was retrieved around Damas.
At 11 a.m. this Tuesday, about 30 hours after the incident here at the Biamasi Lake in Yaoundé, the depressed family and sympathizers are still sitting at the spot, hoping to see the mortal remains of their son.
Au pied des autorités, je vous en prie de trouver simplement le corps de mon enfant, vous méritez vraiment. Ça va me soulager un peu.
Si Dieu est là-bas, chérie, aide seulement à retrouver mon enfant.
Well, we are sorry for that. Quality of those pictures. We'll be coming back to that subsequently in the course of this newscast. And we move over to the Southwest region, where the Southwest Regional Governor, Bernard Okalablai, has given abductors 72 hours to release the divisional officer of Ilabato, Ewan Roland, who was kidnapped last week alongside another council worker. Else, all economic activities in the peninsula would be suspended. Now let's get an excerpt of the governor.
The release of the GO, Ewane Roland, and his collaborator. I gave the population of Idabato, who are 95% Nigerian, to release the GO. It is well established that the GO was kidnapped with the complicities of some so-called Nigerian businessmen who refuse to comply with the laws of the Republic in their illegal activities. They refuse to pay the taxes, and once the GO want to carry his job out, representative of the state, first of all, to fight the illegal activities, and second, to request the payment of taxes, he has been attacked, kidnapped, and carried to Nigeria. It's well established that he is now in Nigerian territories. We have received all the indications. So I came to tell the Nigerian community that they should release the GO. I gave them 72 hours. And while waiting, all the activities here in Idabato and the surrounding area are closed.
Well, that was the Southwest Regional Governor Bernard Okalablai talking to our Southwest Chief Correspondent Ines Ondwabala on the abduction of the divisional officer for Idabato, Ewan Roland, and has given 72 hours for him to be released alongside a council worker. And we stay in Douala, where Douala residents are living in fear and uncertainty following a series of violent attacks of recent by a city gang known as Lemi Crop. And so this state of insecurity has led to the governor of the littoral region to go on an aggressive move. Sherifa Saleh report.
The streets of Douala may seem busy, but beneath the surface, fear is palpable. The recent spate of attacks by the microbe has changed the way many residents live. For some, daily life now revolves around heightened vigilance, constantly worrying of becoming the next target.
sont vraiment dans l'insécurité.
While some residents have dramatically altered their routines to stay safe, others claim they continue life as usual, seemingly courageous.
Je crains à Dieu. Je suis en sécurité.
Dans le quartier dans lequel je vis, je suis en sécurité.
On the night of October 6, 2024, terror struck the Cité de Palmiers neighborhood as yet another gang attacked and plunged the area deeper into insecurity. A new fire linked to the violence has only added to the growing sense of fear. As from 7 p.m., everybody is trying to get to their various homes. I, for once, 8 p.m. can't make me out. However, calls are growing louder for the government to intervene and address the rising insecurity in Douala. The situation leaves the city in a state of unease as citizens await solutions to end the reign of terror by these violent groups.
Oh, thanks, Serifai, and young entrepreneurs and startups charting ways to equip themselves with managerial skills. This is coming at the 8th edition of the pre-installation seminar that was organized by the Cameroon Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Craft, since it is understood that most of these startups die just 3 years after they are implanted. Ambu Gladys Diban takes a look on that.
3 years after launching her agricultural business, specializing in fish production and processing, this young entrepreneur acknowledges the needs for enhanced managerial skills to further develop her enterprise.
Generally, we think that the problem with youth entrepreneurship is only about financing, and it's totally false. Because when you have money, you don't know how to manage it. You don't know how to plan, how to spend it. You don't know how to work on marketing, how to work on yourself. You will probably have a lot of problem to maintain your company.
At the 8th edition of the pre-installation seminar for entrepreneurs willing to establish in Cameroon, young project bearers and startup owners are being guided through the critical steps required to develop and sustain their businesses beyond the initial launch phase.
We've been able to organize several of these seminars to give startups the capacity to build up their projects. And the aim here is to reduce the mortality rate of enterprises, because too often when small and medium-sized enterprises come up, in less than no time, they die.
It's a really good opportunity for me to have new competencies to help me to struggle my business and to be more productive.
According to experts, many factors contribute to the failure of young businesses.
The startups have a problem to commercialize their project and to keep their customers.
By the end of the week-long event, organized by the Cameroon Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Crafts, CIMA, it is expected that the participants will gain the knowledge necessary to manage their ventures sustainably. The ultimate goal is to enable these young entrepreneurs contribute meaningfully to the promotion and growth of locally made goods.
And noise pollution has put some traditional rulers and the church leaders in Bonamusadi at daggers drawn. A clash between the two parties actually led to the burning of a church, as the traditional rulers are asking the church authorities to leave or they stop making a lot of noise. Cynthia Lati.
These are the remnants of a born-again church in Bonamusadi, Douala. The visibly consumed by fire. Narratives of that on Sunday, October 6 afternoon, were chiefs gathered for their usual meeting at the residence of Bonamusadi Ville Chief, but bothered by the emanating sounds from a close-by church, the traditional rulers approached the religious authorities, but failure for both parties to find a compromise led to escalations.
Il y avait une nuisance sonore.
I sent the chief warriors to tell them to lower their volumes, but they were not welcoming. I then moved over there along with the chief of Bonamusadi, and we were also poorly received. I tried to calm down the pastor, but he said he would curse us. A surprising statement thrown at traditional authorities. Things escalated and they started throwing chairs at us, while others took images.
On n'a pas été très bien accueillis parce que j'aime dire pas pasto. Le pasteur qui est à côté faisait tellement de bruit.
The pastor was making a lot of noise, disturbing the traditional authorities. He refused to reduce the volume of speakers and rather increased it. When the chiefs approached him, he started calling out the names of the chiefs over the microphone and raining insults on them. This caused tension between the traditional rulers, the chief warriors, and the village children.
Ça, ils ont demandé à ce que la barrière que vous voyez au sol puisse être à terre.
Holding services about 3 times a week, the church has been accused of hampering the lives of inhabitants through noise pollution.
Il faut que ça s'arrête parce que
This noise pollution has to end. It disturbs school children, parents, sick people.
Le bruit commence même de matin jusqu'à 16h. C'est ça qui finit le culte.
Though calm has returned in the village following police intervention, tension remain high. Condemns what he calls disrespect by religious authorities towards traditional rulers.
Bonamoussa a dit, il y a un chef. Il faut qu'on respecte ce chef. Voilà ce que moi, je dirais à tout le monde.
Contacted on phone, church authorities have declined from making any statement. In the meantime, the set church, Chapelle Holy Ghost of Bonamoussa de Village, has been temporarily closed.
Well, thanks very much, Cynthia Latia. And we talk sports now. The Indomitable Lions of Cameroon are currently holding their second training session ahead of their encounter against Kenya this Friday. Unlike yesterday, where only 6 players attended the training session, more have joined the Lions team. 4 players are still awaited in camp. Enzo Boyomo, Nuhutolo, Jean-Charles Castellido, and Mumingamalu. The first 20 minutes of today's training session was opened to the public as many turned out to communion with the Indomitable Lions. And that does it for the 6:15 news with me, Kejang Henry Atembe, in which you got information that the dead body of a 13-year-old boy swept by heavy rains in Yaoundé has been retrieved 24 hours after the search was abandoned.